someone asked me yesterday, what is the message of hope? Um, that'll come, but in this moment right now, we have to grieve. We all saw that video. Uh, I don't know that that image of George Floyd calling for his mother will ever leave my mind. Uh, and we have to allow for time to feel the emotion that that video brought up. An incident that happened after a string, what feels like a string of never ending incidents of police brutality against African Americans. So I think that's the first thing we really have to do is let people get it out. Now, in terms of the non-peaceful protests, you've seen across the state curfews. We cannot allow for the destruction of personal property. That is not the answer. So we have to manage through this process as best as we can without creating more circumstances of violence. I think that the curfews have actually been quite effective in that. Unfortunate though as it is, I mean, first we have stay at home, now we have curfews, all unprecedented. And then I think that what we have to double down on in Sacramento is the fact that we are aware of income inequality. We are aware of the issues that we face in this state around access to higher education. We are aware of the kinds of embedded racism that is the legacy of slavery in the United States. And that's the first step, is being aware. And from that, transitioning into policy to address it. Yeah. California has been forward leaning on this. After a terrible incident a year and a half ago in Sacramento of police brutality against an African-American man, the state did take action and has now a law in place that limits the use of force. And it's working so far in our state. So we are a place where, you know, frankly, this is a state where primarily we have Democratic leadership. We have a majority in the Senate, a majority in the Assembly. All of our statewide elected officials are Democrats. As a result, what you have is, instead of this partisan fighting the kind of partisanship that we see in Washington that makes it so hard for people to get things done. In California, we have a lot of like-minded people. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't plural thinking. There is plenty of plural thinking in California's democracy, but we have a process of looking and debating the best solutions for addressing the challenge that most of us see pretty clearly, and there is very little disagreement on that piece, which allows us to advocate for policies that will deal head on with issues of racism and discrimination, as well as the challenges that we have around equity.